welcome to a side play by moi, GamerWolfSix of SimTower. So, on the Let's Play that this was, or is right next to, we basically just build stuff. And because this is a side play, we are going to be, going throughout this building and lowering rent and whatnot on various things so that people come and, rent office spaces, rent, what are these? Retail spaces? Stuff that we can get more people into the building. Because one of the most important things is to, get, 15,000 population? We should probably check. Contents, reach for the stars. Yeah, we're pretty damn close. But these side plays can't hurt. Because you see, look, nobody's renting that place, so we should probably lower it so that people will be like, oh, we should probably rent that place. Even though the fast food place is noisy, we are right next to the fast food place, so we don't have to, take the long and arduous journey like in Lord of the Rings to get to the fast food place. By that time, very much over something can get. Boy, you gotta love the Let's Plays where it's basically just me here quietly. Since there's... it's weird, there's no music for this game. And we can't do anything about these, right? Oh well, what is a wolf gonna do? Besides lower prices if we can. Or destroy places and then get new places. All these places have people, right? What's up with that dude? I don't know. Maybe he's one of those I'd like to speak to the manager man women. God. Can't really say I worked in retail because I worked in, what was it? Is that? No, that's just a bunch of pissed off people. Maybe. And what is it? Storage. Which I have to say, if you like a job that doesn't usually require lots of work, go for storage. You basically just, well, it depends on seasons. You can either be really busy or you could not see anybody for an entire day. But yeah. What was the thing I was saying? Oh yeah. Every now and then I'd like to speak to the manager type of person. I can remember one of them by name. Yep, I can remember their full name. 'Cause they were a cunt. We did get their, what was it? We had them kicked out, 'cause they were that bad. The manager was like, oh, this person's a complete arsehole. And the regional manager was like, oh, this person is a complete arsehole. We should probably evict them. I guess we should also get these red ones because as we're going to be building some more, we'll eventually have more traffic and these people will be even more. Yeah. Like, is this a type of game where you have a floor, they're fine, you build an escalator, they're like, oh, the escalator's too far away, and then they get a bit pissy? I hate games that do that. I guess that could be true to real life. Yeah, real life sucks sometimes. A lot of the times. You just have to try and make it suck less. Instead of make it the big suck, you make it the little suck. What else can I say? Ah, hell, I didn't drink salt water. Heckin'. Uh, hmm. I don't know what that sound is in the background of these videos, if, there's enough game audio and too much me audio, where it's just like, that kind of background humming sounds. Like maybe it's, the I don't think it's background noise. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that mattress up. I think it's more like maybe the computer's picking up on the computer, or it's audio corruption. Like static. I don't know. I don't know a lot about shit. Welcome to the world. You don't know a lot about shit, so don't act like a jerk. I remember when I was younger, when I'd play this game, I would lower the prices so that it would reset the negative evaluation, jack up the prices so they would get money. But, those people would probably move out, so... Mainly talking about the lofts. Right now I'm thinking of Undertale, because a friend of mine's playing it, and they were playing it horribly. And by horribly, I'm not meaning bad, I mean they're killing bunches of people. I'm not sure if I'm happy or unhappy that they're not on the genocide route. Because on the one hand, they won't get that complete mark on their record where, yeah, spoiler alert, where, like, the game remembers it, because that's a game that remembers stuff. But then it's like, well, will they, after they complete the game, get the, be able to do the true pacifist run? Because I know that to get the true pacifist run, like if you're playing it passively, you play the game, beat the game pacifistly, but then you have to load your save and do the side stuff. I think you can do the side stuff without, you could do the game, kill a whole bunch of people like they are, but then, you can just come back and be, hey, we're gonna restart the game all over again, and then you get the true pacifist stuff. You get the side quest to get the true pacifist stuff. Don't know. Do you care? It's kind of weird when you think about economies and stuff like that. Like, when the economy's bad, it's bad. But then it's like, when the economy's good, sometimes it's like, oh, it's still kind of bad in some places. Like, still really bad. Like, shit closing down. Stuff like that. Like, personally, like, it's a prejudice kind of thing. I personally feel like, hey, when the economy improves, rich people make lots of money. When the economy tanks, poor people lose their jobs. I'm prejudiced. 15 customers in a day. I guess it depends on the business whether or not that's a good thing or not. Big suck. And what's your thing? Ticket sales are average. Well, we don't have the cash to change that shit. What's your problems? Nothing, you're just pissy. Oof. I miss the idea of pet shops. I probably said this before, but I miss the idea of it. You know, looking at its bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. It's like, oh, here's a place where you can get lots of pets and stuff like that. But I can also say that being like, oh, kind of miss the cheaper diamond industry before blood diamonds were a thing. You know, in people's minds. Granted, the good thing to know about that is, just because it say it's not a blood diamond, doesn't mean it's not a blood diamond. Just means that, you know, the government is the one that's making the money off of it. Because apparently, like, blood diamond means that whatever rebellion group in that country is the one making profits off of the diamonds. Which, you know, like, conflict stuff is not good. Was there a thing called conflict oil? Maybe somehow the petroleum industry is able to get around that. Ooh, a man and the woman in the same room, but they're in separate beds, so it doesn't count as sex. I wonder if there is an actual thing when making this game being like, okay, we're gonna have a room where there's like 2 people sleeping in it. Maybe because their relationship, maybe because they have to share a room, maybe they have sex, but whether or not they are not, so they have to be in separate beds because, you know, it's the 90s. Let's look at any other red spots. You have to do things. Oh, come on, you're on like the 4th floor. Don't be pissy. It's wrong. I think of it like this. You're next to a fast food neighbor, so you have a higher chance of getting a heart attack. Now, I was mostly saying because, you know, easy fast food, but then it's like, well, I guess that stress could give you a heart attack. Yeah. Maybe I should reduce these things so that people rent that shit. Click. Oh, I already did lower the price. So we'll probably get people in them eventually, hopefully. Kinda. Thinking about economy stuff, and I should probably time this so I could be like, okay, you know, we don't need to lower the prices on these things, but might as well or something. But, thinking about money, I really miss the idea of thinking how to make money and be wealthy and stuff like that. Not for YouTube. I do YouTube because, like, if I don't do YouTube, what else am I gonna do? Just play video games? Not much else. Like, I guess if I didn't have my YouTube, I would just be more social. Maybe not in person, because, I don't know. It's a bit harder to be social in person, because reasons. I'd watch movies more, and I don't know, play games I'd want to play more and more often, play games I wouldn't want to play more of less often or something like that. There's definitely that thing where it's like, well, if I get bored, I might drink. I mean, there's like a couple of, maybe last month, I was having my computer in to change its keyboard, and I was like, bored. So bored. I believe I just got myself a couple of beers, drank a whole bunch of them, and watched Black Panther, which is a good movie. I liked it. Should watch more movies. I like movies. I liked Infinity War. It was a bit long. I don't know how long it is, but it was definitely like, oh boy, this movie just keeps on going. Not so much in a bad way, but it was kind of like Lord of the Ringsy. It's like, boy, good thing I didn't drink all my soda. Which is a funny story. Like, personally, it doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings was back in ancient history, but then I'm like, okay, when did I watch the last movie? Oh, that was when I was in middle school or late high school or early high school. And it's like, those movies be old. But I guess if you look at the CGI, it's like, yeah, there ain't a lot of weight behind the CGI or gravity, physics. But yeah, going back to the story, I remember going to the movie theater, drinking a bunch of soda, and then I'm like, oh, it's the end of the movie. I guess I can just drink the rest of the soda. Because it was like, Mount Doom or whatever. Is it Mount Doom? Files of Mount Doom. Boy, they have a name that is... They named it as well as Asgore could have. Mount Evil Guys' Forge. But yeah. I saw it explode, like, oh, I'm gonna drink all the rest of my soda. And then they were rescued, and then this guy became king, and all the hobbitses went home, and then this guy was making a book, and then more stuff, and then this guy got married. Oh, and then this guy sailed off to Trolley Lolly Lolly Land to live out his days because he's a ring bearer or something like that. I don't know, elven magic or something. Just Lord of the Rings stuff is kind of confusing when it comes to magic and all that stuff in Trolley Lolly Lolly Land. And they're sailing off into the distance very slowly, along with the wizard because reasons, I don't know. And then, this guy goes home, leads his wife and kids, and then that's the end. I remember at the same time I was paid a decent, not a decent amount of money, but like a little bit of money to dress up as Harry Potter and stand in the movie theater posing. Because I kind of look like Harry Potter. Yeah, now you know what I look like. Or at least used to look like. An English kid with big round glasses, but now I've got a more blocky, overly thing. So I look like one of those fancy, nerdy kids in the animes. But with muscles. 'Cause hey, I would like to not have a beer belly when I get older. Hopefully because I'm trying not to partake in libations as much. That and health-wise, and money-wise. 'Cause hey, if you're spending, what, $20, $30, $40 on alcohol a week, that tends to add up. Especially more when you have to deal with the side effects of alcohol. Especially the more serious ones, which is something I want to avoid. Let's get a little political here. I really wish the United States actually had some sort of thing to deal with alcohol and alcoholism. You have all these anti-smoking commercials that are annoying as fuck, but when it comes to alcohol, it's like, alcohol is good, smoking is terrible, even vaping's terrible. We're having these annoying puppets do things. By the way, drink alcohol. It's like, this is really... You guys aren't catching the shit? Well, anyways, we put all the red things to low prices, so that is good. We're going to save so that, you know, good things happen for those who do stuff. Can we underscore? Probably should be like, I don't know, 16? Because reasons. So anyways, side play. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, thanks and see ya.